do that in reaction to, no, we actually had already been planning it when we put it on.
Well, let's talk about Ultraverse because we got, I think, time for maybe one more question. So this is the 20th anniversary of the Ultraverse. By this point, Image was well and truly out on their own. The kids had left the house. It was time for Malibu to chart their own path. So Ultraverse was an original superhero universe that was built from the ground up. Geez, give me an Ultraverse story, Chris, because I got like 5 questions here.
Well,
one that
the gestation from a company standpoint was that we kind of looked around, and especially after we knew that it was going to go, it was like, well, what are we going to be going forward? What are we going to do to grow up? And we had an interactive division at that time, and Scott had made some great deals in terms of being able to have multiple types of merchandise and games being made off of our comics. And so we sat down and thought, what we want to have a creator-owned, always have a creator-owned aspect, always have a licensing aspect, and then we want to have something that we actually, the company owns and controls and can, have our own universe. So we decided that how we were going to be different from everybody else out there was that we were going to focus on really talented writers and really try to make the story come first, not necessarily pinups or about the art, the impact of the art, but make the stories come first. And we brought in the founders of the Ultraverse, all the Ultimate founding fathers, we call them, to Scottsdale, Arizona.
Yes.
And we had an extremely productive session. We pretty much hashed out all the main characters that you see here. I think all of them actually were in their early stages at that 3-day event.
And the one we knew would bomb sold for quite a while, man.
The only one that didn't.
No, I didn't think anything was going to bomb. I actually was excited about every single one.
The only one that came later was James Robinson was not at the original conference. He came to the group because of Jerry.
And Rude.
The Maroon was that Maroon Canada conference.
Oh,
yeah, Maroon Canada.
that was Barry Windsor-Smith part, dude.
Yeah, Barry came on later on. The Room already had a room early on. But we wanted to have a really interactive group, and we had a huge, probably it was overkill now looking back on it, but we had a gigantic Bible trying to keep the continuity and all these different books straight.
Oh, and what we had is we discovered that, because we had originally set it up for September '93, and the meeting was in '92, and we found out that Dark Horse was going to have an imprint of superheroes launching in June.
World's
And
Finest.
The World Comics Greatest Worlds, and we didn't want to see it around them for the summer, so we bumped everything up 3 months and made our guys write faster. So we could go ahead. And the theory was that if you're going to do this, then go big. And so we had mapped out this plan of 3 books followed by 2 books, followed by another book, followed by another book, and I think we had the whole line out planned out for the first year, didn't we?
Yes.
On time.
Yeah.
We moved a couple of things around. We basically had a plan for all of them.
The only book that didn't originate from that was Ultra Force, which was the combined group, because we found out that we wanted to get a cartoon show on the air as quickly as possible, because then we could have the line of toys.
And we funded it with toys.
Yeah, because the toy company wouldn't release their toys unless they had a TV deal. The TV company wouldn't make a TV show unless there were toys.
So we found out the name of the guy's son and sent the son all of our comics, hoping he'd fall in love with them. And then the dad would have to do it.
Now they're waving at me from the back here, guys. So we got to clear up the next panel. So we're going to do 3 things real quick. First thing is Malibu concluded by selling to Marvel, which is a marvelous story. Maybe we can tell you that out in the hall. We do have an artifact, a precious artifact of the Marvel Malibu Union, which is on Chris's back, and he's going to stand up and show us his jacket. Mr. Ohm. Here's very rare, behold, Marvel Malibu jacket featuring Prime Spider-Man. This union did occur. There was a period of time where Marvel and Malibu comics did cross over. Also, I know Scott has brought some Malibu rarities that he's happy to share with you out in the hallway and perhaps give a few away if you want to come up and ask nicely. And if we can go to the last slide real quick, this is where you can find us now. Here's, of course, our panel. Scott is making movies. Dwell is representing artists. Tom writes TV shows. Chris makes games. And it's been my very good pleasure to have them all here for you today. Let's give them a round of applause.
Couple things.
I love you.
We do actually. If any of you have felt marker, I will be happy to sign things like our gold hologram comics that we made that I forgot to sign with them. And if any of you want more goodies from Malibu of some of our rare limiteds, all you have to do to our office, Platinum Studios, is remember these used to be SASEs, each envelope. Send in an envelope with postage on it, you know, with whatever packing you want inside of it. So we could literally just stick comic in. If you want Mylar, stick it in the package. And I happen to have lots of really cool things like this, Star Trek limited editions and stuff like that. Other thing I wanted to mention, because I'm very, very proud, my daughter, Kendall, I'm sorry to embarrass you, Stan. Is going to be a star in something else that we're doing. One of the things I learned is to love universes. And with Cowboys and Aliens, which was a graphic novel, actually the first one I ever created, I didn't know I could actually do that. We also came out with an app called Cowboys and Aliens, the kids, literally for 4 and 5-year-olds, so no fighting or anything. And the alien that we put in there wasn't one of the bad aliens. He's from a town creator called Alien Circus, where in our Bible, it actually shows that as the years would go by, they would come back and kill some alien circus and help us. And he was actually just landed on the planet for a while as a resistance group. But there's a lot of strong females involved with that, and how else do you save our planet that way? And it's for kids, it's for fun, and actually uses our technology of Photoshop and all that stuff in that one app. But she is going to be the female alien that goes with the other young child that we had in it. And no, there's no war in there because it's for 4 and 5 and 6-year-olds, but it was nominated for huge awards, so I'm happy, and I'm happy she's going to grace me. She helped me find the artist.
Thanks again, guys, for joining us for this retrospective on Malibu Comics. Creators will be in the hallway. Come on up, say hi, share your Malibu stories, and we'll continue the conversation out there. Thank you.
And her name is Kendall, in case I forgot to say that. Kendall Rosenberg, and I love her. And I lose